One thing you must do to overcome anxiety. There are many distinct forms of anxiety, and each one has the capacity to take control of your thoughts, skew your vision of reality, and give you the impression that you are walking in a fog. It typically takes place without any prior notice, and it can be brought on by both significant life events and seemingly insignificant occurrences in a person's life. During this time, your heart is pounding, your mind is filled with anxiety, and the air around you feels as if it is smothering you all at the same time. Anxiety has the capacity to transform regular life into a battlefield, where the foe is frequently not visible, and the combat feels like it will never end. This is the reason why anxiety is so cunning and harmful. It is a simple yet profound truth that lies at the heart of anxiety. Whenever you become aware that worry is beginning to take control of your thoughts, it draws you into a future that you have envisioned that is fraught with unpredictability. On the other hand, you start to worry about things that have not yet taken place. What if you make a fool of yourself at that party? And what if something terrible happens to the people you care about? However, anxiety does not focus on the here and now. Rather, it develops as a consequence of the what-ifs. The only thing that can free a person from the hold that anxiety has on them is the ability to learn to be totally present in the moment. This is something that is uncomplicated and deeply transformative in equal measure. You will be able to break the cycle of worry by moving your focus from the uncertain future to the moment that is happening right in front of you. You are able to break the loop of experiencing anxiety as a result of this. Acquiring the skill of living in the present moment is a difficult endeavor that calls for perseverance and consistent practice. Has the potential to develop into an effective treatment for anxiety over the course of time. When you are present, you are able to give your complete attention to the here and now, rather than allowing your mind to wander to other things that are on the horizon from time to time. The purpose of this endeavor is to completely submerge oneself in the experience of this instant, with all of its sights, sounds, smells, and textures. It is comparable to looking through a magnifying glass at your current surroundings and becoming aware of how much wealth is contained inside them. This richness of your immediate surroundings is something that you frequently fail to notice. Put yourself in the scenario of sitting at your desk, feeling anxious about the deadline that is coming up. The quickening of your heart rate is a direct result of the rapid development of your thoughts when you anticipate completing the task. What happens if you fail to notice anything significant? Let us assume that your manager is unhappy with the outcome of the project. It's possible that you, as someone who struggles with anxiety, will discover that this way of thinking is all too familiar to you. If you find yourself in this predicament, it is not unusual to feel as though you are confined, as if there is no way out of the mental whirlwind that you are experiencing. This is where presence becomes relevant. Rather than allowing yourself to become involved in these anxious thoughts, you should make an effort to bring yourself back to the physical reality that is all around you. Pay attention to how it feels to you. It is important to pay close attention to the position in which your hands are resting on the keyboard. Take a moment to listen to the sounds of the air conditioning or the traffic outside your window. Because your mind is now connected to the present moment rather than the uncertain future, the anxious thoughts that you have begun to have are beginning to lose some of their power as you continue to concentrate on these particulars. You may be able to ground yourself in the here and now by concentrating on your breath, which is one of the most effective ways to do so. Your breathing has a tendency to become shallow and rapid, which can lead to an exacerbation of the symptoms of panic that you are experiencing. This process can be reversed by engaging in focused, deep breathing exercises. You are able to indicate to your brain that you are safe and that there is no immediate danger. By taking slow, deep breaths in and out, you are able to gradually redirect your attention away from the whirling thoughts that are going through your head and into your body, as well as into the here and now. In spite of the fact that it can appear to be a straightforward matter, this is actually rather grounding. When your mind is racing, the act of paying attention to your breath can serve as a stabilizing anchor, stopping you from becoming overwhelmed by the torrent of worrying thoughts that are passing through your head. This is especially helpful when your mind is racing rapidly. When you do this, you are sending a message to your brain that says, "I am fine. At the present, it is not necessary for me to discover answers to each and every difficulty. It is imperative that I am physically present here." It is also possible to enhance your connection to the present by engaging in the practice of mindfulness, which is a form of awareness that enables you to fully experience whatever is occurring in the current moment without passing judgment on such experiences. Mindfulness is a discipline that can help you strengthen your connection to the present. Just for a moment, put yourself in the position of enjoying a cup of coffee. You are encouraged to savor the moment rather than consuming it in a rush when you are scrolling through your email or thinking about your to-do list. When you engage in the practice of mindfulness, you are able to sense the warmth of the cup as you hold it in your hands. Take pleasure in the rich aroma. Take pleasure in the sensation that each sip brings to your tongue as it travels through your mouth. Despite the fact that it could appear to be a simple or even insignificant act, it is precisely in these seemingly insignificant moments that you begin to teach your mind to remain firmly planted in the present moment. The practice of mindfulness begins to penetrate other elements of your life when you engage in it on a consistent basis, even if it is only in the smallest of ways. This is where the practice of mindfulness begins to permeate. You learn to recognize worried thoughts for what they are, transient, rather than allowing yourself to be taken away by them and allowing them to consume you. You will be able to become more aware of your anxious thoughts whenever they arise as a result of this. It is no longer the thoughts that are in control of you. You are able to take notice of them, but you are not obligated to respond to them in any way. It is not true that you are neglecting the future or pretending that issues do not yet exist simply because you are being present in the here and now. There is no reason to disregard your worries or concerns. This is not the situation. Instead, it is about establishing a balance, which involves understanding that the present is real, and it is the only place in which you have any genuine power over the circumstance. This is the only area in which you have any control over the issue. It is possible that you will come to a significant realization as you continue to cultivate this sense of presence over the course of time. The more you maintain your connection to the present, the more your anxiety will begin to lose its impact on you. The longer time passes, the more you come to realize that the scenarios that your anxious mind creates are nothing more than hypothetical situations. They are not the actual world. It is likely that anxiety will continue to visit you, but it will no longer be able to dictate your life. As you make progress through the process, you will find that you are able to cultivate a sense of inner tranquility and a peaceful confidence that you are able to deal with whatever comes your way, one moment at a time. It should come as no surprise that there will be challenges along the way. At times when the anxiety seems to be more intense than your ability to remain present in the moment, you may find yourself unable to cope. It is not a problem. This practice has many amazing aspects, one of which is that you always have the option to begin again. This is a summons to return to the here and now, to find the peace that may be found in the here and now, and every breath is a call to do so. When all is said and done, the path to overcoming anxiety is not so much about getting rid of it entirely as it is about learning how to live with it in a way that does not cause you to feel as though you are being overpowered by it. Your capacity to weather the nervous storms that may come your way will rise in direct proportion to the amount of time you spend actively practicing being present in the moment. And it is in that space, between each breath, that you discover release from the unrelenting pull of anxiety, getting back in touch with a sense of peace and clarity that has always been there, waiting for you in the present now. This is the area in which you are able to experience freedom. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.